Hi everybody. Now I thought I'd do a quick video about server monetization with DayZ and the rules that you have to follow if you want to do this. So as you probably know, Scale Speeder Gaming, we've got some paid access DayZ servers. We've got that paid access for PlayStation, Xbox and PC, and in order to be able to do this you need to make sure that you get on Bohemia Interactives approved list, which you can see here. Scale Speeder Gaming is on that, and in order to get onto that list you have to follow some of their rules, and you have to follow all of their rules. And basically the rules are all based around the idea that you can't have a pay to win system in DayZ. So someone can't give you money so that they would then have an advantage in the game. If you want to monetize your servers, normally it's around the idea of restricting access to the servers. And for example, in my case, Scale Speeder Gaming members, they pay me $2 a month via Patreon or £4.99 through YouTube Gaming, and that gets them access to all the servers, so they can go in and have a player versus environment experience. What you couldn't do is have something where you say gave your paying members, say, better weapons on your server. You know, you made sure that they spawned in with fully decked out AKs with night vision scopes, and you know, and they had all the military gear and ghillie suits. You couldn't do that, or that would be against their rules. So it's probably easy if we just read through these rules so that you can kind of get an idea. So basically what they say is, from December 2015, if you register and you get approved and you're listed on their list, you can monetize their servers. And what you can do is so what they say is charging players access to your server if the fees and associated perks do not affect gameplay in any way is allowed. Limiting access to only paying players is allowed, which is what I do. Servers with access limiting to payer players must be on a different hive or have rules and settings identical to the freely accessible servers. Now that really only applies to PC. So what they're saying there is, with DayZ you can have a situation where you have a number of different servers running off the same central loot economy. But if you had one server, say, that had you had to pay to access it, but there was less people so they could get better kit, they couldn't then suddenly switch to the free access one and have an advantage. You know, they're saying no, it's got to be separate. It's got to be separate, or have rules and settings identical to the freely accessible servers. Product placement, in-game advertising, and sponsorship is allowed. Accepting donations is allowed, but to avoid any doubts, not providing donations must not prevent anyone from accessing the content. In fact, if you've got freely available servers which anybody can join, you can accept donations to help with the running of the servers, and you don't have to apply for authorization. You don't have to apply with Bohemia Interactive because you're letting people access it for free. Selling of in-game items that don't affect gameplay and the selling of cosmetic perks are allowed. So this is applicable only to servers with mods after modding support has been added to DayZ. So you could have custom t-shirts, custom skins, probably not things like ghillie suits. You probably couldn't give people things like that because that would give them an advantage, wouldn't it? Remember that these rules do not apply to public hive DayZ servers or the DayZ mod. If we feel anyone on the list is exploiting any loopholes or is not acting in the best interest of the community, we will remove them. That will mean they will have to cease this kind of monetization immediately or face legal action. And in fact, as you go through the application process, you know, you are hearing from Bohemia Interactive legal team. So, you know, you've got to treat this seriously. Because remember, this really does affect how people play DayZ and their impression of DayZ, and you're affecting their intellectual property. And they say they only give this for a limited time, so for at the moment it's expiring on January the 31st, 2021, and I guess at that point they then review them. So let's have a quick look at the FAQ that you have. So far we have been accepting donations on our server. Do we have to apply for approval? No, donations are still allowed, but remember, a donation is a gift without any counter value. If your donators receive perks or rewards for donating, then we no longer consider a donation and you have to apply for approval. Yeah, so if people are just giving you money and they join the server in the same way, however, if they were giving you money and you were giving them priority access, you'd then have to apply for approval. May I give special weapons or other gameplay affecting items to donators as a reward for donations? No. If someone is getting something back for donating, it is no longer a donation but a sale, and they wouldn't approve you if you're doing stuff like that anyway. Because if you're giving them special guns, special weapons, then they wouldn't like that. May I give special clothing or other gameplay non-affecting items donated to donators as a reward for donations? Yes, but it's no longer a donation. It is a sale of in-game items, and you first need to register to get approval. So what is the difference between donation and monetization? What is allowed and what has to be approved? A donation is a voluntary gift without any counter value. You do not offer any perks or rewards for such donations, and players do not expect anything back. This is allowed and does not require our approval. Monetization happens when players, unlike donations, receive some kind of reward or perk for their money. This requires our approval. Some examples of allowed rewards are perks which do not affect gameplay, e.g. custom textures, skins, forum badges, reserved slots, product placement, in-game advertising and sponsorship. You can also sell in-game items which do not affect gameplay in any way. Special hats, design shirts. Generally, everything cosmetic is allowed. On the other hand, perks and rewards such as providing in-game money, weapon, ammo, vehicles, discounts, vehicle spawns, housing, or any other gameplay affecting features are not allowed and will not be approved. Do Bohemia Interactives get any cut? No. Then you have to make sure that if you're using a mod, on a PC server, you'd have to make sure you get approval off the person who owns the mod. And you can contact them as well. Now, what you then have to do is you then have to apply for approval. It's important to remember that when you apply for approval, you must have a public-facing, basically website that people can access to see your rules. And social media isn't enough. So, for example, all the rules on our Discord, that's not enough. Because in order to see these rules, you've got to join the Discord, haven't you? In my case. So what I did was I created a free WordPress blog which has all the details, and I will keep this updated as they go along, so people can click on this and can see exactly what the rules are, what the prices are, why they should join the private servers. And as I say, you apply through their system. You'll probably have some conversations with their legal team, and then you'll get on the list as long as you're following all the rules. So there we go. That is DayZ server monetization. It's quite simple as long as you follow the rules, and I think it's really important that we do, because again, it's all about keeping that DayZ experience and preventing pay-to-win situations where people are paying money to have better weapons, to have ghillie suits, to have an advantage over other players. There we go. Put your questions and comments down below. If you've enjoyed the video, hit like. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe. And of course, I'll see you again soon.